1942 from Hartlepool I moved to Crewe. Found myself a job to do, working on the railway. I was wearing corduroy bridges, digging ditches, pulling switches, dodging hitches. I was working on the railway. 1843 I broke my shovel across my knee. Went to work for the company in the Leeds to Selby Railway. I was wearing corduroy bridges, digging ditches, pulling switches.
Good evening. Welcome everyone. Terry's off skiving again, so you got me and my wonderful support crew.
Not so sure about wonderful.
From
Speak
the,
for yourself.
Sounded good.
Or support either. I mean,
from the incredibly hot Canada, we have Ruby Claire. From the slightly damp, a little bit drizzly Yorkshire, we have Joe.
Good evening.
And from the soaking wet, soggy, rainy, cold, we have William and Brian from Ireland. Well, North and South Ireland.
Definitely.
north and south, yeah.
Two different bits, both just as wet.
Yeah. Great so.
So, I'm taking over from Terry for tonight. So, I was stuck of what to do. And then Heather came to my rescue. Because she did a 3-corner bowl. Stick you guys back in the background a minute.
Good idea.
Which starts with a cube. And I thought, I haven't done one of those in a while, so I'm going to do one of those. There's a few things about doing a 3-corner bowl. First of all, you need to drive it. All I've got is a corner shoved into the headstock. It needs to support the tailstock, and I've got a cone live center, which is what I'm using here. If I didn't have that, then I would use this standard live center. This is actually a ring live center, but any live center. Piece of wood, drill a hole in it that the live center will fit into. Make sure that's a spinning part on your live center that you do that on. Yeah. And a smaller hole at the other end to catch the corner of the wood. So that's the way around it. If you don't have a cone, then that gives you a live center that you can knock up in the workshop in 10 minutes. It's a solution to the problem.
It's a good little tip, Pete.
Excellent.
But I did one the other week. What was I like the other week? Anyway, I was live the other week and I did one. It was a Tuesday. And I showed this live center off, which has got multiple points or multiple ends that go into it. One of them's a cone. That's what I'm using. The next thing when you're doing this is you want as close to a cube as you can get. Perfect cube is the best, but it's not that important. But you need to make sure that your corners are lined up. So doesn't matter which corners, because these corners at the bottom are coming off. But as long as they're lined up, then you're in the right place. It's rather warm in my workshop, so I haven't put my smock on yet, but I'll do that now. Spin the lathe up. Grab a bowl gouge and got to be gentle because it's just a friction drive. So a small cut, it's nice and gentle. So I'll start attacking this. If somebody can let me know who's in.
Will that be you, Brian?
I can if you wish, or you can do it if you want, Joe.
Well, I've seen you've been writing them down.
I've been writing some of the names down. I think I've got everybody's in the chat. Of course, it's supposed to be 43 people watching, but I haven't got 43 names here.
No.
But first of all, when I came in, it was first person was Pete himself, and then Roy the boy, Andy at door 60, Gerard the Finnish wood turner, Norman Greenwell's in, Shane Hurst, Des Barnwell. I've got Norman in twice. That was clever. Paul Houghton's in, Andy the Valley wood turner, Steve Purkis, Rob from Klingsborough, Susie the Swiss wood turner, Greg Alexander's in, James is in. Hello, James. Lewis, the Klondike Craftsman, is in. Alan Gibb. Oh, that's 2 from Canada now, Ruby. Barry Chitty's in. And Mark the Gentleman Woodtunner's just joined us a second ago. And if we get anybody else has come in since I last looked. Quickly scroll back down the chat. Andrew from Whitey Woodshed is in as well. And I think that's everybody who's named on the list currently.
Did
If
you
I
get
read your name right.
Douglas Mungham?
Douglas Mungham, I did say Douglas, I think.
Okay.
No, I
Did you
didn't.
get Barry?
Ruby, no, I didn't. Barry
What about
Chitty,
Barry
I got.
Chitty?
I
Yeah.
did get
Put your
Barry
mouth
Chitty.
big because I can't hear through the headset.
Don't worry
And-
about
So,
it. We can hear.
So if nobody else, if I haven't read your name out, just stick your name in the bottom and I'll give you a shout out.
Did you get Terry Bartlett?
Oh no, is Terry in? Oh, there
Yeah,
he
he is.
Yes,
Aye.
Terry.
Right,
Terry.
Terry the Badge Bartlett. How could I miss you? Oh dear, terrible.
We've got Paul Finley Woodturner at home.
Paul Finley's just in.
Hey,
Yep.
Paul.
Right, Paul.
Anthony Green.
Hope you're feeling a
That's
bit better,
good news,
Paul.
eh?
And Paul a bit poorly, was he?
Actually, while I'm
Yeah,
stopped,
Paul
Kidney
has got
stones, I
kidney
think.
stones, I think, and he's suffering a bit. Hence, he's not doing a
Oh,
live
no.
tomorrow, which
Those-
I am going to cover for.
Ooh,
Those
with
are
these
pretty
bowls, you're going to
interesting.
lose this back end bit. So you're
Okay.
looking at a 10 and around about there somewhere. You're going to cut it off, so you're going to lose a piece of wood at either end.
Mark Lawrence has just joined us,
Roger
Mark.
Kent has just joined us.
and
Hey,
Roger.
Mark. Hey, Roger.
Did Pete say
Yeah.
what wood it is that is turning?
I don't think he did.
I think it's a piece of chestnut, I think.
Yeah,
I believe he said chestnut.
today? Okay.
Okay. I missed that.
And these
I'm
are
missing a lot
these are
nowadays.
sometimes these are sometimes called lotus bowls, aren't they?
And it's about 4 inches square cubed.
Lotus.
Lucy's in. Good evening, Lucy.
Hi, Lucy.
Hey,
Lucy
Lucy.
sent me a Lucy sent me a picture earlier today. Of a she was something. They were watching Harry Potter, and she made some egg on toast. And she took a picture of it on her plate, and it looks exactly like the wall hanging that I made the other day.
Terry
Nice
Bartlett
one.
saying great news. Managed to get booked up for Harrogate. That's
Oh,
fantastic.
good man, Terry. Good
We'll
man,
see
Terry.
you there.
Well done, mate. See you there.
Hopefully.
One year I'd like to come over for that one.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a nice show.
I'm getting busy this year because I have to go to the Irish Woodturners Guild. Are you going to that, William?
No,
It's up in Monaghan.
it's in Monaghan, yeah.
In Monaghan in October, I think. I'm just going for the day. I'll just drive over. It's only an hour and a half away from here.
Yeah, it's a long way from me.
It is, aye. I'll just drive over
For a
from
day
there.
trip, anyway.
Yeah. Unless you want to come up here on the Saturday and we'll go on the Friday night and we'll go over on the Saturday.
It's on the Saturday, is it?
It's on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, it's 2 days.
2 days. I'm not going for 2 days. I'm just going for the 1 day.
What's happened to Pete?
Oh,
We've
We're
lost
buffering,
Pete
Pete.
as well.
we have lost Pete completely. Although the stream is still open, so
Oh, that might leave Ruby entertaining us. There we go.
Wow, what shall I entertain you with?
all right.
Should,
There's a song in there somewhere.
should I have all the little mice start coming across?
I think you should, yeah. Oh, yeah, I can join.
Ah,
I can
that's
join
cool.
you with the mice too, really. I've got the odd mouse right about here.
Ah,
Yeah,
but
well,
do you have green and pink eyes?
Oh, but no, I don't. No, I usually do black eyes.
Well,
Unless-
how about having one with nice blue eyes?
How about
Oh,
one
look
with
at
nice
that.
yellow ears?
Oh,
So we've got Sir Benjamin is in.
Oh, no,
Hey,
Sir
Ben.
Ben.
Not that Pete can hear us, but you know.
Yeah, what's happened to Peter? I wonder.
Maybe somebody should phone him and tell him.
His cameras were playing up a wee bit earlier. I don't understand how you've managed to get on full screen, Ruby. Pete
Well,
must
that's
have
what
put you on
happens,
it.
isn't it, when somebody goes
No,
off?
No.
That's, well, I can also show you all my log people.
Yeah, show us these log people. We think these are fabulous.
Yeah, these are cool.
Yeah.
Is it acrylic paint for the eyes and the mouth? Oh,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
it's burnt on the mouth, isn't it? It's paragraphed.
Yeah, and that's moss on top.
A bit of moss for hair.
All
eh?
right.
Excellent.
I think there is.
They are very
They're
nice.
really cool.
Yeah.
And they're fairly quick to make, but they bring a chuckle to people's eyes.
Yeah. Did you turn them out? Did you turn the bits out, or did you just carve them out, Ruby?
You can just carve them out. Actually, with a bandsaw, it works fairly quick.
Yeah. Okay. Bandsaw. Yeah.
So you've done mice. Have you done any other animals?
William, should I show
Oh, the
him
aliens.
the aliens? Okay.
Yeah.
Get
These
the
are cool.
aliens out.
Oh.
They're all my cousins.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, well, look at this.
These guys are good too.
Yeah.
Aren't they? You just, you can't help but smile when you look at them. And that's worth a fortune, is that?
They're
And then, of
classic.
course, you have to have a
Excellent. Brilliant.
Yes, Ben, these were the actual models used in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, look,
Oh, hi,
Hey,
Pete.
he's back.
he's back.
Hello, everyone.
Are you back?
I was
Oh,
and thought that's a bit quiet. What's happened to the guys? So I looked
We
at the
were
screen
still
and
here.
I had system error.
there's cat being
I
up
have
on
no
the
idea
keyboard.
how far you were watching me until, but
Not as far as that.
You didn't quite have a tenon on.
okay. I'll very gently put a tenon on this because, as I said, it's a friction drive, so you've got to be careful. So gently put a tenon on. I put a line where I'm going to cut it off with a saw in a minute, and I've got my sides almost shaped, but this piece of wood Ruby and I were playing with on the laser, so I've got a little bit of laser mark here, which I need to just make another cut and get it a little bit smaller to get rid of that. And then it's sanding time.
I love that piece of wood, Pete.
It is nice,
Well,
isn't it?
I really
It's
like it.
beautiful.
Just a bit of horse chestnut, which is a little bit on the punky side, so it's not brilliant, but looks nice.
Copper Wood
Nice bit of
turnings in.
spalting in.
Good
Hi,
evening.
Hi,
Rob.
Rob.
And Malcolm Douglas has joined
Hi,
us.
Malcolm.
All right,
Hey,
Malcolm.
Malcolm.
Malcolm was in earlier.
So,
Was it?
a question to you, experienced wood people. Is there much of a difference between horse chestnut and sweet chestnut?
Yes.
Yep,
Which is
bit
better
like
for
chalk
turning?
and cheese, really.
Which is
Yeah.
better for
Density,
turning?
wood density.
Um,
A sweet chestnut is stronger, in my opinion. But you answer, Pete. You're turning a lot longer than I am.
yeah, I prefer sweet chestnut. Horse chestnut is very unpredictable. Sometimes incredibly beautiful, sometimes just boring.
Mhm.
It's often very difficult to cut. It's very soft. And if it goes a little bit past its best, then it becomes a bit like turning porridge, really.
All right. Okay.
It's not great. So yeah, horse chestnut, it's got its attractions, but it's not, there's no weight to it. It doesn't feel like quality.
No.
Um,
One good thing
and
about it is it produces some nice burls.
yes, you get lovely burrs off it.
That's not a wood we see over here.
Do you not get it?
Very, very rarely.
We don't chop it down very often here, but the trees that we do have are big. So when they do come down, there's a lot of wood around.
Yeah.
So I'm sanding and I've got 3 corners. Knocking my speed down a little bit. And I'll take my tool rest completely out of the way. Just because if one of those corners catch, then it might throw me into the tool rest and make things worse.
Good policy to take your tool rest away from your sanding anyway. I have to say. Steve says he's got plenty of that chestnut and it's very punky. Yeah.
There will be.
I have let it go too long.
Yeah.
Well,
And
the
Rob
thing
Yeah.
has
is with
got their
chestnut,
wood turnings in.
when it's
Good
left,
evening,
when
Rob.
it's left cut, if it's not
Good evening,
processed
Maud.
pretty quickly, it rots really, really quickly.
Yeah, see, Lewis hasn't seen it out on his end of the country either.
Lucy has said she's never managed to get her hands on any conkers. Well, I'll send you a bag if you want conkers.
Oh, conkers.
The,
Oh, they bring back so
the,
many memories from my childhood.
the local
Yeah.
the local castle down in Dundrum has I don't know how many horse chestnut trees.
Ward Wilson has joined us.
Hi, Ward.
Hey, Ward.
I would.
Good evening, Ward. Well, afternoon, because you're in Arizona.
How is this pipe extraction pipe holding up, Pete? I was a bit dubious about these, whether they
It's
would
doing very
stand the
well,
test
actually.
or not. But still,
Yeah, it's doing very well. As you can see, it's got a little bit of paint on it, and it's been knocked around a bit. But yeah, it's holding up quite well.
Good.
Don't know how long I've had it now. I have to look back at the video and work out how long I've been using it. But
well, you've had it 3 or 4 months now, I think.
You have easy 3 months, yeah.
at the price, if it lasts me 6 months, then it's a definite winner. You know.
It's worth it. Yeah.
Lucy said conkers are meant to be a spider deterrent. I heard that as well, Lucy.
Oh, well, there you are. If you want, I'll collect a bag this autumn and send you them.
If you pick the little oranges off an Osage orange tree and you put those around the shop, they'll keep spiders away as well.
But I don't think that's the tree we have here.
Oh. Well, for those of us in North America who have Osage orange, I don't advise eating the oranges, though.
Oh,
I'm
No.
not sure what that is. That might be a fencing nail in there. No, there's no dents in my gouge, so I haven't cut it yet. But there's something in there.
Hmm.
We'll worry about that on the inside.
Yeah, use an old gouge.
Lucy said, "Please do, Brian. I hate spiders."
So do I.
Remind me when autumn comes along, Lucy, because I'll forget, and I'll get you some.
I've heard if you keep a cobra in your workshop, you don't get any problem with spiders.
Yeah, who wants a cobra?
Yeah, he'd probably eat my mice.
Gary Glass says, "They won't keep the Antrim spiders away. Things in my garage must be on steroids."
Size of them.
Nice one.
Oh, brilliant.
That is a gorgeous marble piece of wood.
Isn't it just? Jewish sheds in. Good evening.
Hey,
I
doing
think I'm just going to oil this piece. I'm not going to put wax on it.
Jennifer Crafting Creations
fall
has
off then.
joined us.
Hi,
Good evening,
Jen.
Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer.
Which oil shall I use?
Yeah, Lucy just said, "Brian, bring him to Harrogate." Yeah, I don't think so. I'll post them. It'll be easier. And me turning up at the airport with a bag of chestnut.
Bag of conkers.
What will they think of that?
Just
I'd love to
tell
hear
them
you
you'll
explaining
get
that one.
snack food.
Yeah, no.
Would they let you through with them?
I'm taking them to Lucy because she hates spiders. I think, yeah.
Now, Pete, what are you putting on?
I'm just putting on Danish oil.
That is a stunning piece of wood right enough.
Isn't it?
Which gives it a
It's a
bit
lovely
more
figure.
depth to the colour.
Now, Steve Perky says, watch it, Pete. It could be an old nail from the little fairy doors.
It could well be.
I've just been invaded by a dog.
Well, I
Of
would
the
think,
Lola
Pete,
variety.
it's been a while since you've passed through any fairy doors.
It's the Lola dog.
Mm.
It depends on which photo you take. One makes you larger, one makes you small, doesn't it?
Right, go.
Turn the extractor off a minute. I must move that switch a bit closer one day.
How long have you been saying that now?
Since
Yeah,
I've
I've heard
put the
that a
lathe
couple of
down this
times,
end of the
yeah.
workshop.
Yeah, exactly.
It's in the back of my mind.
Oh, you'll get there eventually.
Just lift your mic a tiny bit, Pete.
Is that better?
Yeah, spot on.
It sounded like you were getting excited and breathing heavy. Actually, I thought it was coming from Brian, but
What?
well, getting excited about the dog.
No. Lola, she's lying at my feet now.
Nice bit
Dewey
of
is
laser work there,
asking,
Pete.
Dewey's asking you how the new lathe is going, Pete.
It's grand. It's a lovely lathe.
So Ben's got a suggestion, a sensible suggestion again, Pete. He
Careful.
said you could move the switch closer or invest in a dart gun.
Well, you know, I could always get a slave to come over and turn it on for me.
Yeah, well, that's true. You could always hire somebody to come and sit in the workshop just to.
Jennifer says, why don't you get a remote socket?
Plug one of them Alexa things into it. There you go. You're flying.
Yeah, I can't do that because it's got a non-volt switch, massive capacitor.
Oh.
It's a 2.5 horsepower extractor, which is out in the building next door. So I think I've
Okay.
already ruined my
Just-
warranty by putting it on a switch inside the workshop at all, let alone remotes.
Yep, I think you're moving the switch.
Oh, Lewis wants to know when Ben was knighted. That's a good question. Ben, when did you get knighted?
Yeah, day before yesterday in his own head. Lucy says she'll send you Gideon. He's a good button presser.
Grand job. That's what we need. Well, I've got a herd of grandchildren of my own. They could all come and do it.
And the professor has joined us. Good evening.
Good
Yeah,
evening, Rob.
Good evening.
Yes. Evening all from my lathe as I turn off the colour I put on the vase last night. It looked a bit like sludge. Oh dear.
Oops.
Oh dear.
I
Yeah,
had that problem with colour.
that happens to me every time I colour.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, you're in good company here, Rob.
I had
It's not the first
the
time.
privilege of watching Stuart Farini last Thursday.
Hmm.
He did a demo at the local club. And he just chucked colours at it, and every single one looked brilliant. And he just cut them off and chucked another load of colours, and they looked brilliant.
Yep.
And I thought, I chucked colours at mine, and before the colours even leave the brush, or pad or whatever I'm using, they look terrible.
Yep. I
I
know,
know the
that
feeling.
Yep. I've been there myself.
Right. So now we're in a chuck, and it's kind of like doing a bowl, really. First, we've got to find where you
Kinda.
put the tool rest because I lost it.
Kind of
Sorry,
like
what's that?
cleaning a bowl, he says.
Yeah, turning a bowl, just that you've got all of this before you get to it.
Yeah, you have a whole bit to take off of there first, yeah.
Yeah.
You
And you
have
could cut
enough,
that off and reuse it, or turn it off and make shavings, which is what we like to do.
do you have another piece of that wood?
Yeah,
So if you wanted to, you could make a lid.
I could. We'll see how it goes.
That's just extending Pete's live now. Oh, no, we'll not see how it goes now. You're making a lid now, Pete.
The wood dude's joined us. Good evening,
Right,
Stephen.
Stephen.
Hey, Stephen.
Now, now Gary says the last thing I coloured, I showed to the wife, and she said it looked, well, let's just say a word similar to sludge.
Well, it starts with this.
Is Market Turnaround Crafts around? He's
Not seen
No.
him.
Turn
not
again,
been-
rather.
He's not been on, no.
And he gave me a load of wood last Thursday.
Where did you get the Celtic knots for your laser, Pete? Did you just steal them off the internet?
Yep,
Good
just
man.
stole them once.
That's what I
So he gave me a load of parquet flooring,
did. Ooh. Complete with pitch.
complete with pitch. So today I've been playing.
Oh, you have indeed.
Um,
That's a nice collection.
It is.
You look good.
so if I did do a lid, I've got a finial ready for it.
There
There's
you
your
go.
next 10 boxes now. Sorted.
But so we'll see how it goes.
That's what I'll do to get started again.
Yeah, I mean this once you turn the pitch off, it is fine.
There's I.
I might even try gluing a few together and doing something different with it as well. But it's all mahogany as far as I can tell.
I did a few weeks' work in a wood recycling yard. They used to recycle oak beams and stuff like that. And they had a guy who came in once, 1 day a week, and that was his sole purpose in life, was to take the pitch off those parquet floors.
That
He
doesn't
spent
sound like fun.
no. He preheated them with a blow lamp and scraped it off.
Chappie Mix has joined us. Good evening.
Hey, thanks, sir. How are you?
Hey, Jappy.
Ben says, everywhere you look on Pete's wall, it says SK Craft.
I thought he
It
was in
does.
Steve's workshop.
With the buddy range.
You've got 59 people watching you, Pete.
Well, just so that everybody who's in,
Welcome everybody.
all you 59 people who are in, if you have a look at the top of the chat, you'll see there is a link to Doug Miller's live for is it tomorrow, Pete? Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday's
Tuesday.
link. Tuesday's link. Doug's hovering very, very close to 1,000 subs, guys. So if you're not subbed to Doug, pop over and sub to him. And if you know somebody who isn't, ask them to sub to him as well. Let's try and get him over the
He was on
1,000.
931 when I looked earlier.
There you go. He's getting close.
Getting close, is right.
I noticed, Pete, when you cut the bottom half, you cut from the high point down to create the tenon. Now you're cutting in the reverse direction.
Yeah, it's because of the corners, really, Ruby. The main thing is to preserve those corners. At the moment, I'm well clear of them, so it doesn't matter what I do because it's waste wood. But
Okay.
as I get closer to the corners, I'll start being more careful.
That cut that Pete's doing now is probably my favourite cut for removing timber.
Yes, it does remove timber quite well.
Mm.
This is a cut with no finesse. It is literally just
Yeah,
get the
just
bevel on there.
And get rid of the
Get your
waste.
bevel on. Put the tool in and just swing your hips and push the blade in. And as I said, there's no finesse to it whatsoever.
No.
So don't do this towards the end of the job because you'll ruin it. But
Nope.
as I said, all of this is waste. So I can afford to take chances with this bit. But I'll keep it quite thick. Probably about, doesn't show, probably about there, but and I'll start to get more finesse.
Mm.
As you can hear from the, well, I don't know if you can hear it or not through the mic, but I'm cutting a lot of air here.
Yeah, we can. We hear it occasionally. There you go. Benjamin says he calls that a vanilla scoop cut.
Yeah.
Good.
Royce, the boy, said he got a load of wood like that today, so mainly small spindle stuff. Loads of oak, some light colored wood, and dark and red wood that belonged to a turner who passed away earlier this
Oh
year.
dear.
Just going for a little clean up on my workbench a minute.
That makes me think maybe I better get at all that wood out in the garage before I pass away. It'll probably take me that long to use it up.
Get it turned. Get it turned.
Well, a lot of it's already turned. It needs to be returned. It's all roughed out.
Needs to be finished. That's what I need to do. Actually, spend a couple of days rough turning.
Yeah, but you also need to get it all turned, Ruby, so you can get your workshop moved into the garage.
That's true. There's probably a good 1,000 pieces waiting to be returned.
Wow.
Usually your bad, William.
Yeah, it's all right. A lot of balls.
Mm.
Well, there's some nice hollow forms in there as well. If when you're starting to turn, if you do a lot of rough turning like that, you can get your skills down so that when you come back to return, you can do it a lot easier.
Mm.
That's correct, Ruby.
Now those are really nice cuts that Pete's making right now.
Yeah.
Yes, Ben, I agree. Any of us could pass away at any time. That's a good excuse for not holding off on new tools.
My sentiments entirely. If I want a new tool nowadays, I just buy it.
You're dead right.
Now, Roy has said, Pete, don't forget the nail.
Yeah, I'm keeping my sort of eye open for that. It's I'll find it again now. It's there somewhere. So I'm just sort of Being cautious.
Feeling your way, Pete. You'll know when you find
Yeah.
You
I
will
was
for
switching to
sure.
a smaller gauge with more feel for it at the moment.
it. Lewis says, I won't get my blanks turned before I die. I hope my grandson will take it up. Another one with loads of timber.
Oh yeah.
Excellent. I've got loads of wood too if I just get around to processing it.
Better to have it than want it.
You're absolutely right.
That's true.
Got two great big lumps of holly in there that need cut into bowl blanks and rough turned.
Did you say holly?
Holly, yeah.
We don't see that over here.
There's a tree that fell in one of my friend's gardens. Huge holly tree.
Oh, I think you showed me that piece, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I did, yeah. The bit I've got has to be 24 inches across.
Yeah, holly over here is just a shrub.
Yeah, well, this garden was planted in 1927.
Most of it here
so
is,
it's been
but we
growing
get
since then.
some.
Yeah, there are some old holly trees that are big.
But mostly here it is. It's only sown as a shrub.
Yeah, more of a bush, yeah.
My camera is froze. I can't change camera.
Well, you're okay on that camera for now, anyway.
Yeah.
You said you could always donate it to me.
I'll
I'm
put you on that
finding
one
it
a minute
hard
so
to
you can
find
see the
free
hole
wood.
that I'm.
Yeah, we can see it. You just changed camera again.
Oh, back.
I'm looking for that nail.
I thought I heard it just then, but
Lewis suggests that you start the cut with a gouge, and when you get to the nail depth, you could switch to a carbide.
that might be difficult in Pete's workshop.
Well, I could have had any, but I don't have any.
Yeah, that's what I was going. That's just what I was going to say. I think the only carbide you've got is a Simon Hope 6mm hollow.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, I use carbides for
That
hollowing.
would-
That's it.
That would break if you hit a nail anyway. Because they break if
Yeah.
you drop it on the concrete floor. Don't ask me how I know.
Someone told you.
I got a sharpener. It's not a problem. I'll stick to the old gouge there.
Oh, there's Heather.
from
Right?
Spring.
Hey, Heather.
Heather's
Good
in.
evening, Heather.
Pete's
Hi, Heather.
replicating the bowl you did the other night there, Heather. No, not quite replicating it because you had wings up and down, if I recall.
Yeah, I was stuck for ideas and you gave me one.
Professor says that. I've just had more turning it off and sanding it back than looking at it all day.
Well, that's good then.
Yeah, excellent.
I know that.
At least it's not wasted. You can always recover it now and try again. See how you go.
Yes, Ben, all Canadians have moose in their garages. They're like family pets here.
Yeah. Oh, Terry's in, look.
Yay!
Evening, Terry.
Oh, Terry.
Hey, Terry.
How's your holiday?
Fancy seeing you here.
Indeed, fancy.
Yeah, on a Sunday evening.
Don't often see him on a Sunday evening, sure we don't. He's usually absent.
Okay, so that nail is right at the bottom there, and I can't see it through here yet.
No, that's good then.
Okay.
I'm getting a little bit beyond the reach of my old gouge, so I'm going to have to use a newer one and risk hitting a nail with it. Yeah, what the hell? It's only two, I can buy another one. Or as I'm covering for Terry can buy me a new one.
Oh, even
Sounds
Yes,
like
better.
fun.
send Terry the bill.
Benjamin's stirring it again. He says,
What's
Terry,
Ben up
Brian.
to?
He says, Brian, Terry, Brian was just saying how much better a job Peter's doing. There's no truth in that at all, of course. Oh, Doug Miller's in. Hi, Doug.
Hey, Doug.
Doug,
Evening, Doug.
How's your subs going now, Doug? Are we getting closer to the magic 1,000 figure? As I've just said, I saw a video today of a beaver swinging down the street in Halifax.
yes, they've gotten terrible storms there and a lot of flooding.
Wow. Has the rain put the fires out, or is that in a different place altogether?
Well, they're in Greece, aren't there, the fires?
Yeah, there's some huge big fires in Canada too, isn't there?
Pete, you might
Right.
want to check your microphone again.
Yeah.
How's that?
That's better.
That's it.
Yep.
932 subs Doug has now. So
Good man. So if you're not
if anyone
subbed
that's
to
not
Doug,
subscribed,
pop over and sub. Don't
Lucy's
get
forget,
him up
saying,
to the 1,000.
tell your friends as well.
Lucy's saying half of Nova Scotia was in bad shape.
Actually, most of the east coast of North America was in bad shape.
250 millimeters of rain in a night.
Ooh,
Was that about 6 inches?
That's 10 inches.
the world has gone crazy.
10 inches of rain in one night.
That's a lot of rain.
That is a huge amount of rain.
10.
30,000 people have had to be
Okay,
evacuated
so
from
I have
Rhode
absolutely no
Island
idea
due
what
to
that
fires.
is. So it looks like a nail from this side, but it's not going through. So I reckon there might be a bit of grit stuck into the wood. Which is a very short nail, if it is a nail.
Well, we'll make up a story about what it is.
I was turning a piece of
Yeah.
wood the other day,
Might
and
be a BB.
yep, that's exactly what I was just going to say there. I turned a piece of wood the other day, and it was a lead pellet that was stuck in the bit of wood.
Pellet?
Yeah,
A
it
pellet,
could be something like that.
a near rifle pellet.
And again, I got a bit of laser room where Ruby and I were playing with this piece of wood, which I can just sand off this edge.
Was that one of
It's
those
actually sort of,
pieces I was supposed to bring home
yeah.
or turn while I was there?
Supposed to turn it while you were here. But you kept complaining about my lathe being 9 inches too high or whatever.
I don't know.
You know?
What's that about? You don't give her a box to stand on.
It was really hard turning at eye level.
But Emma manages it.
You think I'm joking?
Yeah.
His doorknobs on the bedroom door were at eye level too.
Just down at normal height. I don't know what you're on about.
And on the couch, when I sat on the couch, my feet couldn't touch the floor.
Yeah, but I had the same. I had the same trouble, Ruby. It's a big, deep couch, I have to say.
Right, I've actually turned my lathe off now, because I'm going to use my indexing system,
Oh no.
which doesn't show on that camera. Let's change camera.
Did you check your depth on that?
Well, I can see it all the way down because there's great big holes inside.
Yorkshire gets in. Evening, Glenn.
Hey, Lynn.
Hi, Glenn.
Evening, Glenn.
Hi, Glenn.
Yeah, I've actually left this at about 10 mil because I may well put a lid on it yet, but not tonight. I'm only contracted for a bare minimum coverage for Terry. See.
Oh, that's true. You only contracted for an hour, yeah. The professor
Wander down to
says.
the end of the workshop again. Turn the power on.
The professor says I'm going to try a different approach on this. Mainly try not to turn it into something you'd find in a 70s jumble cell. Oh dear. You're funny, Rob.
You could leave the lasering on, Pete.
Yeah, I thought it looked cool.
You could laser all the way around it.
I could, yeah.
Interesting.
But he's not.
Could, but he's not going to.
Do you still have the foil, Pete, for that nice Celtic knot?
I'm only doing the other two sides just in case I've made it unequal. It's only really getting that laser in a bit off that I'm worried about.
Actually, I kind of liked it.
We'll have a
Yeah.
look for some files, William. Not hard to pick up off the internet. You can do any picture, basically.
Yeah,
I'll show you how to do it.
when you know how. That's
Yeah,
we're going to have a school day.
Where?
Every day is a school day.
It is with me anyway.
Yeah, we'll just get Paul. We'll just get Paul to come down as well.
Yeah.
Well, once I get a laser, then it can become school days again.
They're a fun piece of kit, Ruby. They really are.
Mm.
Between those and 3D printers, that would be the next thing I have to venture into.
I haven't the patience for the software.
I'm the same.
It just kind of. I get a bit overwhelmed with it all.
Easy done. Rex B's joined us. Good evening,
Hey,
Rex.
Rex.
How are
Hey,
you
Rex.
doing?
Change of view a minute. Obviously, when you're sanding this, you're on timber there.
And then you're not.
You're not really here.
It's frozen, Pete. We've lost you again, Pete.
Does that mean I have to get ready to come on
Yeah.
again?
Yeah,
That's
mate.
it.
Yeah.
Ruby Powder.
So, oh, there you are, Ruby.
Okay,
Ruby's back. Yeah.
Okay. I'll show them this one that came along.
Oh, this is cool.
This is really cool.
One
This is
piece.
one piece of timber. Where did you
And
get
you-
the patience to do all the sanding on that, Ruby?
Oh, I didn't sand it very much. You've got to
Yeah,
leave
but
it
the tentacles, you must have had. You must have done some sanding on them, surely.
a little bit, but not a whole lot.
No.
No, if they're actually kind of rough, it's closer to what real ones look like.
Oh, right. Okay.
So,
That's
Very
stunning.
interesting. It's an interesting piece for sure.
well, I hope Pete realizes he's off still.
He'll have it finishing when we get back.
Yeah,
Let's
might do
see,
actually.
What
It
else?
went all black again.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah, it went all
Right.
black, Pete. Yep.
I don't know what's going on. Internet problem apparently. It says you're not connected to the internet.
Hmm.
But the only reason I know that it's happening is because all of a sudden you're quiet.
Yeah. Well, we'll remain talkative then, so you do realise that when we do go
Yeah.
quiet, you're not there.
Again, I have
Jason
no idea
Reynolds.
when I dropped out, but I was just saying that as you can see, there's a lot of holes on the edge of this. So when you're sanding, you get your curve and you try to follow the curve out to the corner. As if you were on
Yeah,
real wood instead of sanding air.
You
But
gotta be careful. Don't
if
fall
you're
off
doing
it.
a bigger version, this is only a 4-inch cube I started with. If you're doing something like a 9-inch cube, then you might want to do the wings while stationary as a separate item.
well, you
Jason
better start
Leverett's
off with a
joined
smaller
us.
piece.
Hi, Jason.
And Ruby, Roy's the Boy, and Rex B have asked, how long did it take you to do your jellyfish?
It really didn't take that long to turn it. The time that took the longest was making the tools for doing it.
Right.
Because I use special tools for cutting in on the tentacles on the jellyfish.
Right.
Yes, Douglas, I'm standing in for Pete as he's standing in for Terry.
As the professor says, to add insult to injury, I forgot to wear gloves today when I was colouring, so it looks like I've smoked 60 senior service. I wonder if anybody can remember what senior service is. God.
Oh dear.
I have the same problem sometimes when I have to use iodine with the horses. I have it in a spray bottle. So sometimes I come home with what looks like nicotine stained fingers.
Now, my walls aren't particularly good on this. As I said, I'm keeping a bit of thickness because I probably will put a lid on this.
I was going to say, Pete, it looks like you've got thicker at the corners.
Yeah. And I was going to say this corner is thicker than this corner. And the cause of that is it wasn't a proper cube when I started. So the more accurate the cube you start with, the better that's going to be. You can resolve that with some clever sanding and just take the odd corner down a bit. But yeah, if your cube isn't perfect when you start, then you will get one corner thicker than the others. But I also need to come in and get more of an even cut on the inside here. But I want to put a step in there and put a lid into it. So I'm not going to do any more with that tonight.
Cool.
I will chuck some oil on it just so you can see the colour.
Color is beautiful.
Yep, it's a nice piece of wood.
I will
Rex
put some oil,
is-
but I put it down somewhere. I can't find it now. There it is.
Rex is asking Pete if you made the stand for your dust collection, and is flexible hose the best?
Okay, this is Paul Finley's idea. It's guinea pig and rabbit play tube. It costs 10 quid for a length of this. Concertina's out of the way. Hang on. Goes out of the way. Sorry about this. I'm going to move the camera. No, I can't get a camera aiming at it. But
If you bring the camera back towards your right.
So that's all it is. So it folds up out of the way. It's attached to an old stand that I've had for a long time, and you can pull it out, bend it into shape, and put it wherever you want it.
That's
So
very handy.
It is.
it's can be posed and got rid of just as easy. I've
Perfect.
got a video on it which has got the eBay link that I bought it from as in the comments of the video. I can't remember what the link is, but it's there if you want to go and look for it. It costs a tenner. It costs less than a tenner, I think.
That's a pretty good price.
So it's dirt cheap. And so it's Paul Finley's idea. But I thought it was worth making a video and showing it because it was a good idea.
Well worth a tenner.
Well
Yeah.
worth the money, yeah.
There you go. There's the link to eBay for it if you want it.
Oh, well done.
It's called Collapsible Clay Tunnel.
Rex says thank you.
And you can have it in
No
blue,
problem.
green, pink, or black. Take a pick.
Yeah,
And it is £8.75 each.
$8.75, yeah, bargain. And do that, it's out of
If
the
you,
way.
and if there's three you want to buy together at a club or something, you can get them for £7.44 each.
Very good.
Even better.
They're there, guys, if you want them. And that's the link.
Okay, so I'm not going to be turning the tenon off of this because I will be using it again.
That's a great looking piece of wood.
Terry Heckington Art says, you can buy the proper stuff from Maxminster, but that's 30 quid a metre. Yeah, I know.
It is for sure.
Posable
Yeah.
holes.
Proper stuff's expensive. There
That's
you go,
very nice.
a
I
three-corner
like
bowl.
that. I'm going to have a try at that. I've never made one of them.
They're easy enough to make. Said that cutting an accurate cube at the start does help a lot, but it's not overly vital that you get it right. I mean, I just happened to have a square piece of wood and I cut it to that length, so it made a sort of semi-cube. All that means is one corner is going to be thicker than the others, or thinner than the others, depending on which way you cut it. And you can manually sand those corners to make them match. I've got one of these on my intro as well, haven't I? Three-corner bowl.
You have, yeah.
I think I put a
Well,
little
lid.
finial on that one. Which is probably what I'll do with this. I'll make a lid and a finial to go on it. To make the lid, then I will just take the top down to just below the bottom of this bottom curve and put a little step in there to sit the lid on. And then it's a nice size for a little pot pourry dish and whatever. Or I put a nice spiky finial or put it at the right height. It's a good eyeball gouger. Whatever. Anyway.
Lewis says the cutting the perfect squares and mounting is harder than the turning.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
If you've got a surface planer, you can get a decent starting point, grand. If you're just guessing whether you've got a square starting point, then, you know, it's hard work to figure anything out from that. No, you can't, Terry.
Yeah, he's a sod.
Nice
What
try.
is it?
He's trying to worm out of it.
Yeah.
Trying to get out next Sunday as well.
He's always trying to worm out of his life. Don't know why he doesn't.
He
in the first
can't
place.
because I will be drinking in the field next weekend.
Oh, no.
And I'll be very drunk in the field because it's my birthday next weekend as well. So, you know,
Oh,
Happy
good
I
stuff.
celebrate proper by being unconscious.
What else did you do?
Now, Pete.
Thanks everybody for coming over. If you're not subscribed to Doug Miller, he was on 931 last time I looked.
Yeah, it's 932 now.
So we can get a few more people subscribed. If you know anybody that's not subscribed to Doug, tell them to get over there and subscribe. Let's get him to that magic 1,000 in the next week or two. That'd be grand. And Brian is on tomorrow lunchtime,
He is.
unusually. So look out for that one. Doug's on Tuesday. Wayne's on Wednesday. And then the world goes on. Thanks ever so much for coming in.
does.
Say cheerio, team.
Cheerio,
Cheerio,
team.
Ciao,
team.
everyone.
Cheerio.
See you,
See you
everyone.
all later, guys.
Take care. Take care.
Bye bye.